Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. As long as you are alive, no obstacle is permanent. Our worst fears, like our greatest hopes, are not outside our powers, and we can come in the end to triumph over the former and to achieve the latter. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Faith is the poetry of our dreams. Action is the builder of our reality. The only person who holds power over your mind is you. This new day has greeted us with no rules, unconditional opportunity. Do not dilute the power of this new day with the hardship of yesterday. Greet this day the way it has greeted you, with open arms and endless possibility. I have the nerve to walk my own way, however hard, in my search for reality, rather than climb upon the rattling wagon of wishful illusions. Safety, stability, it's an illusion. It's a false god, Simon. It's like clinging to a sinking raft instead of learning to swim. Nothing that's worthwhile is ever easy. Remember that. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it. It is not enough to be busy, so are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about? You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going. There's a remarkable amount of strength residing in those who move forward without being able to physically move. Ones that carry the weight of illness or disability. They battle wars most know nothing about. They are the true warriors of the world, the ones who have every reason to quit, but never do. With confidence, you have won before you have started. I will do the best I can, as long as I can. I hope that in this year to come, you make mistakes, because if you are making mistakes, you're doing something. Don't wait for extraordinary opportunities. Seize common occasions and make them great. Weak men wait for opportunities. Strong men make them. Two things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Fear doesn't shut you down, it wakes you up. The lust for comfort kills the passions of the soul. There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. We don't receive wisdom, we must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us. Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. Do not let those who cannot see the truth tell you who you are. You are the flame that cannot be put out. You are the star that cannot be lost. You are who you have always been, and that is enough and more than enough. Anyone who looks at you and sees darkness is blind. If everything around seems dark, look again. You may be the light.
Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength.
The best revenge is a life well lived. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. There are some things that it is better to begin than to refuse, even though the end may be dark. If you're offered a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask what seat, just get on. Think big, start small. When it comes to going after what you love in life, don't take no for an answer. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Some women are built by the fire, yet there are some that are the fire. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses in your life. You realize everything that happens in life is a result of the previous choice you've made, and start making new choices to change your life. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." Healing does not silence the past. It teaches you to walk with it in peace. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked for. If you take responsibility for yourself, you will develop a hunger to accomplish your dreams. An average person with average talent, ambition, and education can outstrip the most brilliant genius in our society if that person has clear, focused goals. You cannot control what goes on outside, but you can control what goes on inside. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is. Imperfection inspires invention, imagination, creativity. It stimulates. The more I feel imperfect, the more I feel alive. Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know that something is worth it. Start writing, no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. It's only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. The most important step a man can take, it's not the first one, is it? It's the next one. Always the next step, Dalinar. Either write something worth reading or do something worth writing.
Discipline is explaining to yourself that you need to sacrifice immediate pleasures for greater rewards in the future. Remember the 3 C's: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them.
When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this: you haven't. Every adversity, every unpleasant circumstance, every failure, and every physical pain carries with it the seed of an equivalent benefit. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Learn to work harder on yourself than on your job. Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you will die today. If you set yourself to it, you can live the same life, rich or poor. You can keep on with your books and your ideas. You just got to say to yourself, "I'm a free man in here." He tapped his forehead, and you're all right. Try to be happy at every step rather than waiting for your goal, because that will be everlasting and not dependent on the output. Each day means a new 24 hours. Each day means everything's possible again. You live in the moment, you die in the moment. You take it all one day at a time. Do not let your fire go out, spark by irreplaceable spark in the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It's yours. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Promise me you'll always remember, you are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. It's a rare gift to know where you need to be before you've been to all the places you don't need to be. Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. We cannot live in a way that is inconsistent with our expectations for ourselves. Remember that success is a process, not a destination, let alone a summit. You must always strive for excellence, but never seek perfection. Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Do one thing every day that scares you. At the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. You do not write your life with words, you write it with actions. What you think is not important. It is only important what you do. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. Every adversity brings new experiences and new lessons. There's only one rule that I know of, babies. God damn it, you've got to be kind. The universe doesn't give you what you want in your mind. It gives you what you demand with your actions. Do your best and trust the process. The harder you work, the luckier you will get. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden, but never extinguished. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. You will create yourself with continuous self-education. That dream was planted in your heart for a reason. Chase it. A lot of the conflict you have in your life exists simply because you're not living in alignment. You're not being true to yourself. Control greed when you're winning. Control fear when you're losing. If you can do that, you can do anything. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. Trust yourself. You can live through any difficulty. Let them mock, Bran thought. No one mocked him in his bedchamber, but he would not live his life in bed. Find people who will make you better. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Once I commit to something and I have a full-hearted desire to see it work, I can't imagine what it would take to make me quit. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. So remember, great achievements take time. There is no overnight success. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. She had to choose what of the things she inherited from the people who came before her she wanted to bring forward, and what of the past she wanted to leave behind. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. It takes just one star to pierce a universe of darkness. Never give up. Victory must be real. It must be earned. That means it must be rare and difficult against steep odds, and defeat must be the other. The bigger the why, the easier the how. It is never too late to be what you might have been. The ordinary man gets motivation from power and fame. The superior finds motivation in meaning and work itself. Let today be the day you are reminded that time is the most precious resource we have. Unlike money, possessions, or opportunities, once a moment is spent, it can never be earned back. A gentleman is someone who does not want what he wants to do, but what he should do. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take, the relationships we were afraid to have, and the decisions we waited too long to make. Shine your light and make a positive impact on the world. There is nothing so honorable as helping improve the lives of others. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. If I'm walking on thin ice, I might as well dance my way across. When a man is pushed, tormented, defeated, he has a chance to learn something. What is the point of being alive if you don't at least try to do something remarkable? Nikolai had been told that hope was dangerous, had been warned of it many times, but he'd never believed that. Hope was the wind that came from nowhere to fill your sails and carry you home. Enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with all your might. Be active, be energetic, be enthusiastic and faithful, and you will accomplish your objective. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Do I wither up and disappear, or do I make the best of my time left? Hopelessness can be contagious, but hope can be too, and there is no medicine to match it. Discipline isn't punishment, it's liberation. What are you planting today to harvest tomorrow? Whatever your calling, it's already rooted within you, and those roots can be trampled or tugged at, but never removed. They grow stronger only when tended, nurtured, and, most important, shared with others. Above all, be the heroine of your life, not the victim. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly. Goals are the roadmaps that guide you to your destination. It's your life. You don't need someone's permission to live the life you want. Be brave to live from your heart. The boat is safer anchored at the port, but that's not the aim of boats. Pain is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. Winning is a habit. Watch your thoughts. They become your beliefs. Watch your beliefs. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Come, friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Everything is possible. The impossible just takes longer. It's time to care. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to lead. It's time for a change. It's time to be true to our greatest self. It's time to stop blaming others. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Even in uncertain times, trust your own resilience. Calm hearts can weather any storm. Inspiration usually comes during work rather than before it. Many times in life, we are held back from achieving our goals because we do not commit ourselves wholeheartedly. With an escape route in mind, we hold ourselves back from giving our all. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. "You could rattle the stars," she whispered. "You could do anything if only you dared. And deep down, you know it too. That's what scares you most." Faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't dwell too much on the past. The lessons are useful for the present and a preparation for the future. Move on. What you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Don't complain. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. Progress need not be loud to be real. Even the smallest steps carry quiet worth. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. Focus on your goals, not your fear. As soon as you honor the present moment, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve, and life begins to flow with joy and ease. When you act out the present moment awareness, whatever you do becomes imbued with a sense of quality, care, and love, even the most simple action. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. Without discipline, your dreams will stay inside your head. Fight to make them a reality. The most important words a man can say are, "I will do better." These are not the most important words any man can say. I am a man, and they are what I needed to say. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. To progress in life, I don't focus on how much I have done, but on how much I have yet to do. Live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Death comes to us all. We can only choose how to face it when it comes. Perfection does not exist. You can always do better, and you can always grow. Never let fear hold you captive. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone. Change begins at the end of your comfort zone. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know I held so much goodness. The scariest moment is always just before you start. Don't waste your energy trying to change opinions. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience. I have heard there are troubles of more than one kind. Some come from ahead, and some come from behind. But I've bought a big bat. I'm all ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have troubles with me. The lion never fears to walk alone. If everybody is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. He who would learn to fly, one day must first learn to walk, and run, and climb, and dance. One cannot fly into flying. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. I hear you say, why? Always why? You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were, and I say, why not? Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. This is one reason why meaningful change does not require radical change. Small habits can make a meaningful difference by providing evidence of a new identity. And if a change is meaningful, it is actually big. That's the paradox of making small improvements. Next to trying and winning, the best thing is trying and failing. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Guard your mindset. When the world shakes, your spirit can remain steady. Look around you. Appreciate what you have. Nothing will be the same in a year. In the process of letting go, you will lose many things from the past, but you will find yourself. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd. To achieve great things, two things are needed: a plan and not quite enough time. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams, according to your vision and purpose, instead of the expectations and opinions of others.
You can't talk your way out of problems, you behave yourself into. Happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue. You can't just wish change, you have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. Life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, for your passion will lead you right into your purpose. Never think twice when you have decided once.
If you don't imagine, nothing ever happens at all. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who, in the midst of the crowd, keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. It doesn't matter how many people you meet in your life. You just need the real ones who accept you for who you are and help you become who you should be. You have to conquer every obstacle before you can reach the top of the mountain. Every day it gets easier, but you have to do it every day. That's the hard part. The victory over our inner self is a daily struggle. Be strong and do not give up. You can't wait for everything to be okay to start living your life. If you make art, people will talk about it. Some of the things they say will be nice, some won't. You'll already have made that art, and when they're talking about the last thing you did, you should already be making the next thing. Resist much, obey little. Life will always send us our own Goliaths. They may not come armored, but they'll come dressed as obstacles, setbacks, betrayals, and heartbreak. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Be teachable. You're not always right. Do not let arrogance go to your head and despair to your heart. Do not let compliments go to your head and criticisms to your heart. Do not let success go to your head and failure to your heart. Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. While others were dreaming about it, I was getting it done. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes. Life has no limitations except the ones you make. The first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It is the spiral of repeated mistakes that follows. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. The biggest mistake we could ever make in our lives is to think we work for anybody but ourselves. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. Things do not change, we change. There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. Without commitment, you cannot have depth in anything, whether it's a relationship, a business, or a hobby. It is better to aim high and miss than to aim low and hit. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world. Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through this form. Risk being seen in all of your glory. Don't compare the behind the scenes of your life to someone else's highlight reel. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Don't let success go to your head. Don't let failure go to your heart. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Be water, my friend. I'm so grateful for where I am now. More grateful because it was hard won. I haven't given up, even when I had plenty of reasons to. Bad times have a scientific value. These are occasions a good learner would not miss. We all have problems, but let's not kid ourselves. It's how we deal with them that makes the difference. Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. Courage is not the lack of fear. It is acting in spite of it. You're wishing too much, baby. You gotta stop wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be. The shell must break before the bird can fly. Tomorrow will never call to ask your opinion. You don't control it. Stop allowing today's possibilities to be robbed by tomorrow's insecurities. Men are more resilient than that, I think. Our belief is often strongest when it should be weakest. That is the nature of hope. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. It is not important to be better than someone else, but to be better than yesterday. You deserve to be happy, Rob. Do what makes you happy. Do what feeds your soul. Forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move on. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. We should not judge people by their peak of excellence, but by the distance they have traveled from the point where they started. To become, you must first believe. Stand at the top of a cliff and jump off and build your wings on the way down. People with a grudge against the world are always dangerous. They seem to think life owes them something. I've known many an invalid who has suffered worse and been cut off from life much more, and they've managed to lead happy, contented lives. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy. Believe you can, then you find the strength to act. Be patient in your growth. What is good takes time, and no quiet step is in vain. Hold
fast to dreams. We are constantly trying to hold it all together. If you really want to see why you do things, then don't do them and see what happens. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved but never have been able to reach. Check your road and the nature of your battle. The world you desired can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours.
François Rabelais was a poet. His last words were, "I go to seek a great perhaps." That's why I'm going, so I don't have to wait until I die to start seeking a great perhaps. If you're going through hell, keep going. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Those who win never give up. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for the time to be right to make an improvement. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. Never give up on something you really want. It's difficult to wait, but it's more difficult to regret. Vulnerability is not knowing victory or defeat. It's understanding the necessity of both. It's engaging. It's being all in. It's not always what we don't know that gets in our way. Sometimes it's what we think we know that keeps us from learning. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living out fears. Get busy living or get busy dying. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? The hardest part of any important task is getting started on it in the first place. Once you actually begin work on a valuable task, you seem to be naturally motivated to continue. Never forget what you are, for surely the world will not. Make it your strength, then it can never be your weakness. Armor yourself in it, and it will never be used to hurt you. Even if you cannot change everyone around you, you can change who you choose to be around. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, "I'm possible." What you're afraid to do is a clear indication of the next thing you need to do. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Everything comes if a man will only wait. I've brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and that nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment. Your hopes, dreams, and aspirations are legitimate. They are trying to take you airborne, above the clouds, above the storms, if you only let them. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. No one lights a lamp in order to hide it behind the door. The purpose of light is to create more light, to open people's eyes, to reveal the marvels around. Failure is a bruise, not a tattoo. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. You must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets, I'm going to make it. Once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit. You can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself. The storm will pass. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. The smallest of implementations is always worth more than a grandest of intentions. It's better to do something with quality, no matter how long it takes you, rather than do something mediocre with constant quantity. Fortune does favor the bold, and you'll never know what you're capable of if you don't try. Always do what you are afraid to do. It has always seemed to me that a coward is a person who cares more about what people say than about what is right. Bravery isn't about what people call you, Spencer. It's about who you know yourself to be. The future belongs to the competent. It belongs to those who are very, very good at what they do. It does not belong to the well-meaning. The secret to success is to do the common things uncommonly well. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Control yourself, not others. Being able to control yourself is true power. If my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself.